welcome to another episode of SLMA Radio. Brought to you by the many members of the Sales Lead Management Association. If it has to do with sales lead management or sales lead marketing, it probably starts here with the SLMA Radio Show. Today we have a guest host, AJ Wilcox, president and founder of B2 Linked, as he talks about the untapped power of Quora Ads with JD Prater. Hey, guys.
Thanks, Paul, for that introduction. Paul is our producer and announcer for all programs on the Funnel Radio channel. My guest today is JD Prater from Quora.com. JD, super excited to have you. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, AJ, thanks for letting me come on.
Now, because JD is from Quora.com, obviously our subject today is going to be about Quora. Many of you may have used Quora, maybe many of you know it, or maybe you don't know anything about it. So this will be really fun, huge marketing opportunities by leveraging Quora. So really excited to get your way in here. Tell us about what Quora is.
Probably our most popular question is, what is Quora? You may have heard above us, maybe you haven't. We are celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year, so we've been around for quite a bit. What the platform is a question and answer platform for sharing knowledge. That's the most basic way to think about it. And the way that we kind of like to think through it is the vast majority of human knowledge is still not on the internet. So let that sink in. It's not on the internet. And how can we get it on the internet in a way that is evergreen, in a way that is indexed, the way that it is findable? And that's really what we're about. So we're trying to share and grow the world's knowledge. And we do that right now through questions and answers.
I love it. So I've been a Quora user for many, many years. I found a lot of value from the network. I'll go on and ask questions. I'll go on and find answers. So I think it's really awesome. What are the majority of people using it for? Who is using Quora and why do they go there?
We have right now over 300 million monthly unique visitors coming to the platform. That's quite a few. The way we think about it, again, is it's about 1 in 3 English speakers in the world coming to Quora every single month. Just like you, they are coming to maybe read answers. So a lot of people are coming here to learn about the world around them. And that looks like different types of questions across different types of topics. Some people are like you, AJ, they're coming to share their knowledge and they share it very graciously. Some people are coming to consume knowledge. Some people are coming to share their knowledge. Others are coming to do product research. Some people are evaluating products. And then ultimately, some people are like myself, where I'm just trying to get better because I have a newborn, 7 months old, and I'm coming on asking some parenting questions so I can get some really great advice.
Really, the breadth of topics on there is really, truly incredible. I mean, I've gone on to learn about history and wars and what would have happened if something here would have happened. And then, of course, I'm a marketer, so I'm asking questions and answering questions, usually about LinkedIn ads, but maybe all different kinds of paid marketing. I'm a big fan. I think it's a really cool network. As many may not know, Quora has an advertising platform. Tell us why marketers might want to go to Quora to start advertising.
There are a couple of things that I think are really valuable for those listening. One is high intent, high value, and in the right context. Start with high intent. It's why people are coming here. They're coming here to learn. And whenever you're in this mindset of learning, it means you're also open to new ideas. You as an advertiser can help by placing your product, your service in front of people when they're most receptive to receiving that type of advertising. The high value piece of it is, with over 300 million people coming in, they're spending about 30 minutes a day. The app, they are highly educated. So 1 in 3 people have a graduate degree, 2/3 have a college degree. We have about 54% of our audience is making over $100,000, a really high value, high engaged, high intent audience. And then for the right type of context is that buyer's journey, but also what are they trying to do? And that's where that intent, value, and ultimately you be able to place your ad in the right context makes the most sense for marketers.
And what I love about this is, as a paid marketer, most of the time I'm thinking either about social channels or search channels, where on search, you're really just kind of waiting around until someone has gotten to the bottom of the funnel and now they're requesting help. They want to talk to someone. And on social, we're trying to prepare them. We're trying to influence them along the way. Quora does a really good job of, you could have questions all the way along the buyer's journey. And of course, we know that more than 50% of the buying decision is made by the time they ever reach out to someone. And so this is a great way, I think, to prepare people and help influence them so that by the time they've made the majority of that decision, they're coming to you as a marketer first before they're considering other brands or products or services.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, building off of that one, there are studies out there that show that whenever people are coming on to search and they're like looking for that brand, really that bottom of the funnel, that they're selecting brands that they're already familiar with. Something like 80% of people are already selecting a brand that they're already familiar with. So how do you get people that are familiar with your brand? And I think that's a really great use case for Quora. But also when people are coming on to social, I mean, like, it's not the right mindset whenever they're doing, they're probably wanting to connect with friends, or they're trying to see baby photos, or they're tweeting out something really quickly, right? But within Quora, they really are in this mindset of learning and open to ideas, which fits really along well with in between kind of this search and social.
And it's kind of the Quora mantra, right? It's trying to make sure that the world's knowledge gets shared. And so anything dealing with written knowledge sounds like Quora might be a pretty good place to kind of bask in that.
Oh, 100%.
Cool. Well, tell us, as an advertising platform, how do we think about this? Many people are already advertising on Google, maybe many on Facebook, maybe some on LinkedIn. Tell us what clues and cues we're listening for to think, ooh, Quora might be a really good option for us.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of ways that you can kind of go and figure this out, because how we like to frame it is really aligning your solution across the knowledge journey. And so within, there is a buyer's journey, but also that is really knowledge. So I have to know that you exist. I have to know that I have a problem, and I have to know where to go find you. And you're able to do this across Quora by understanding the topics that are available, or the questions that you can target, and maybe even retarget users that are on the platform. So that's kind of how I like to think through aligning my ad across that knowledge journey. So people might come and have a question. What is the best free software for transcriptions, right? So we're on this podcast. How do I get this transcription? And a really great example that I love to call out is Rev.com. Rev.com is actually running ads on these types of questions. So you can kind of see how people have questions, and you're going to be able to align your solution. And that's an example of question targeting. We also have topic targeting. You can do some keyword targeting as well. So there we have a variety of different types of targeting that align with contextual, which is going to feel like search, behavioral, which is going to feel like social. And then we have all the audience targeting that you're familiar with, your website audiences, your email list. You can create lookalike audiences based off of those. And you can also do broad targeting, which is you can target the entire platform.
Well, this is so cool, because I've seen all these other ad platforms develop, and they usually take years and years to come out with all the features that you just listed that are kind of standard. Is this year one of the Quora Ads platform?
We just celebrated 2 years out of beta. So we are running fast out of 2 years. We've got a lot of engineers from Google and Facebook. And if you kind of smashed those two ad managers together, it would look a lot like Quora. But we also have industry experts coming from those companies.
That's cool. So you've gotten to learn from the experience of other platforms and really make sure that you're getting started right.
Oh, yeah. You have to, because there is switching costs. Anytime you start a new platform, anytime you're learning a new ads manager or understanding their lingo, you have to make it as simple and easy as possible, because we already know the duopoly exists. Everyone's familiar with Google, Facebook. So how can we replicate and mirror the successes that they're having?
Great. Who has the easiest time learning the Quora Ads platform? Are these search folks that are the easiest transition, or are they social, or is it kind of a different animal altogether?
But I think the people that do the best advertising on Quora are the people that use Quora. What I mean by that is you've been a user of Quora, either reading answers or writing answers. And what it allows you to do is understand the mechanics of Quora. So you kind of understand the ins and the outs. So Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, right? It's the people that use it understand different ways that you can then go target people. I actually think that the search people do the best because they understand intent better. And what I mean by that is they understand what keywords and what people are really trying to solve with that. And so what they're able to do then is then go place an ad there. Then the other side is the social people, and they understand interest targeting really well and helping to get their product and build that top of funnel awareness. So it's kind of a caveat between, I think, solid users of Quora, but if I had to pick one, I think the search people may have a slight leg up.
That makes total sense. I mean, I'm scared out of my mind to try Reddit ads because I'm not a Redditor. I don't spend a whole lot of time there, and I know that audience could be absolutely ruthless. But as a Quora user, I actually do feel really comfortable advertising on Quora just because I understand what's my mindset when I'm using it, and I do get that intent. So I like that quite a bit.
Yeah, I think one thing I would just kind of quickly throw in there, you're talking about being scared to run on Reddit. And one thing I wanted to call out within Quora ads is a couple of things is we don't allow ads on a variety of different topics. This could be alcohol, this could be CBD. What we're really trying to do is make it a brand safe environment for advertisers. And what you're able to do, so you can exclude questions, you can exclude topics, you can exclude keywords. So you can really kind of help shape how you want your brand to be perceived and where you want your ads to run on the network, so that way you feel like you're in a brand safe environment.
And that's really helpful because if you're going to take a risk on investing into a new platform, it's really nice to know that it's never going to become a reputation management concern.
No, we have our be nice, be respectful. It's called our BNBR, be nice, be respectful policy. And that's really our moderation policy. And we take it very seriously around our community guidelines. Other platforms might be slow to take down content. We have no problem taking down abusive types of content. So we have an entire community guidelines that you can find online for that.
Great. Takes away a lot of the risk. It is time for us to take a break today. We're going to go to our sponsor message, and we'll be back in a bit.
And just a quick note that if you need higher quality B2B leads, LinkedIn ads might be a solution. They have the most precise targeting to show your ads to the ideal prospects. The team to help build out these ads and take advantage of this platform's many capabilities at the lowest cost and maximum efficiency, well, you're listening to them, b2linked.com. That's b2linked.com. Pretty simple to reach out to them. If you do so today, you're going to get a free 30-minute strategy session. A free 30-minute strategy session if you simply go to b2linked.com. Why not check it out? b2linked.com. All right, with that, let's get back to our show.
All right, it's AJ Wilcox here. I'm back with JD Prater from Quora.com. We've been talking a little bit about Quora.com as a platform as well as an advertising platform. JD, I'm really curious. We've talked a lot about maybe the capabilities of the platform. Can you tell us what we might expect budget-wise? If I'm a new marketer, a new advertiser, and I want to start exploring the platform, how much should I maybe steal from my Google or my Facebook budgets to give this a proper pilot test?
That's a tough one because you're going to steal from Google and Facebook. No advertiser wants to do that. So what I like to do is recommend a budget that makes sense for you. I've always been on the mindset of like a 10% test budget. And so this goes not just for like Quora, but just like testing in general. Like this may or may not work, but I want to test, within a solid 10% where I'm not held to really hard metrics or KPIs around it. So I can help learn and hopefully make my other campaigns better. So that said, test, experiment. Ultimately, I think that you can get away with like what's called Quora Quick Start. And it's $1,000 test budget that you get started with. And what we do is we actually give you one of our ad specialists on the internal team where we help you set up your campaigns. You're going to get optimization calls. And ultimately, we're trying to get you the best success in those first 2 months. So that way you can feel safe and comfortable running ads from there on out. $1,000, the way that our CPCs are, so our cost per click, right now they're underpriced, right? There's not a lot of advertisers comparatively to Facebook's 7 million advertisers, right? So our cost is still pretty cheap. So you can get in there, get some cheap clicks, and hopefully be able to measure out. Ultimately, it really kind of just depends on your buying cycle and how long it takes for maybe a lead to become an SQL if you're in the B2B world. If you're on the B2C side, we do fairly well. E-commerce, just completely avoid us. We don't have product listing ads. We don't have product ads. So, but that said, if you have like a D2C brand where you're one product, one might be worth testing out as well. So I'd say long answer here. $1,000 will get you started and hopefully get you enough results that you could measure to say, is this worth my time? And is it worth scaling and spending more time on?
Advertisers, pay attention. JD just shared with us a way that you can dedicate $1,000, which is not a lot of money, to get hands-on help by experts helping you set something up. And because the costs per click are lower than most other networks because there's very little competition, I mean, that's hands-on service you will not get from Facebook or any other network. So that's fantastic, JD. Thanks for sharing that with us. How could someone take advantage of that Quick Start program?
If you do like a quick Google search for Quora Quick Start, that will bring up our page. So that's Quora Quick Start. And you can then fill out a form, and we'll be in touch with you shortly after that. Again, as AJ said, it's a way that we're trying to help lower that cost for trying a new ad platform as far as your time, also with budgets, but we also want to provide a ton of value where we don't have the issues of scale, again, like Google and Facebook do, where they have millions of advertisers. We can actually give you that personalized service, and hopefully that'll be a differentiator whenever you're hopefully trying and experimenting with new ad platforms.
And I know that this is obviously going to depend on the vertical, on the keywords being used, but what does the average cost per click look like right now?
That one is really tough. It is entirely dependent upon what you're targeting. So we use the exact same auction as Facebook. So it's called a VCG auction. So it will not be like Google's, which is like where you pay like 1 penny more than your competition. This really is bidding your true value around. So how much are you willing to pay for a click? It's a really tough thing to kind of understand as when you start thinking about cost per click versus when you're thinking of conversion based. But that said, we're still seeing them fairly cheap. I was just talking to one advertiser that was getting 3 cents cost per click, which I just was like, what? And this was like B2B space. And I was like, you must be the only advertiser targeting those topics and those keywords. And then I've heard from others that it could be $1 or $2. I think, again, it depends on what you're targeting, who you're targeting, when you're targeting, and how much scale you're looking to get. But as of right now, I could probably say it's going to be cheaper than the other guys.
And if someone is a Google advertiser targeting a term that might be towards the bottom of the funnel, if someone is looking to buy, if you are targeting terms like that on Quora, even if you're paying on the high end, let's say you're paying $1 to $2 per click, the Google folks might be paying $15, $20, $30 for that click. So definitely big opportunities.
Very true. I've been in the search world as an advertiser on the agency side where we had some CRM, HR software solutions, so really kind of SaaS cloud stuff where we were spending anywhere from $80 to $100 per click. I can guarantee you it won't be that high.
I love it. Yeah, this is definitely something I could see myself using just because I only focus on LinkedIn ads. And I'm imagining there's a pretty small but very focused market around just keywords dealing with LinkedIn ads. So I'm going to be taking you up on your Quick Start program here pretty soon, I think.
Well, to be fair, you've answered a ton of questions on LinkedIn ads. So AJ, you've done a great job of sharing your knowledge on Quora and, again, sharing it freely and being gracious with your knowledge. So, again, thank you for doing that because you really helped build out a lot of that content around LinkedIn ads.
Well, and I'll be honest, I'm certainly not doing it just out of the kindness of my heart. I love that thought leadership aspect of whenever anyone is searching on Google for a keyword, if my name is constantly associated with those terms, then I know that props me up as an industry leader. And Quora is one of those chosen pathways that I went out to pursue that way. Can you share a little bit about what someone might expect when they're using Quora from an SEO perspective, just getting their personal brand out?
Slightly different than our advertising. So I'm going to kind of shift here on thought leadership, and then I'll bring it back to advertising, how you can really explode with your thought leadership. So go in and check out, type in some of your keywords and see if Quora is ranking in Google. That one is a possibility. I like to use SEMrush as a quick tool for those out there. It'll allow you to kind of scrape and filter quickly without having to do a ton of searches individually. So go check out that tool. And then what you can do from there is see where Quora is ranking on some of your keyword terms. Go write the answer. That's always a quick one. So you can write the organic, we call it Quora Organic, or you could write the answer on Quora. And that way you'll help do that thought leadership and help build that credibility. And then go deep. Focus on a few topics. This is the key that a lot of people miss. Focus 2, maybe 3 different topics within your realm of subject matter expertise. Go deep. Provide a ton of value with your answers, and you're going to get rewarded for that. And what ends up happening is it ends up snowballing so that other people have questions. They can actually ask you to go and answer. So you don't even have to then start looking for answers anymore to answer. The system will automatically select you as an expert and show you and surface those questions to you. So it's part of that knowledge routing that we think of within Quora, but ultimately you're going to become the thought leader. You're going to help build that credibility, build your brand as the go-to person within these topics on Quora. The last one I was going to say is promote the answer. So then you can then use ads to then promote your answers to get more reach, more visibility if you're don't necessarily want to wait, because Quora is a long game. It may take you a year to gain that traction, and a lot of people don't have the patience for that. We made it very easy. Promote your answer, spend $10 behind a couple of things, get those views, help build that following, get that flywheel turning quicker.
I love it. I mean, that was exactly what I wanted to bring up. Was I could see you saying, hey, let me go and find the keywords that Quora is already ranking for that have to do with my brand. I will go and write an answer to that and then promote my answer. So it's the first thing being shown to a whole bunch of existing traffic. I think that's a brilliant strategy.
So promote your answer, and then you can do 2 things with this. You can then retarget people who have viewed your answer. So let's say, AJ, you're writing about LinkedIn ads, you're giving a ton of value, and you're just wanting to establish thought leadership, build that credibility. You can then retarget them with a different ad that's saying, hey, I know that you saw this, right? But want a demo, want to sign up for something, right? And this is where you can get that lead capture to come in. The other side to this is you can also retarget people who are reading other questions about LinkedIn ads. So 1, you can put your ad on questions about LinkedIn. That's what we just talked about. You can promote your answer, but I can also retarget anyone who has viewed any question about LinkedIn ads for the last 30 days. Another good way to use Quora to help build those funnels, qualify people, and understand where they are within the buyer's journey.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Let me ask this. I'm sure there are different ad formats. I'm sure there are different ways of targeting. If you're a new advertiser just coming to the platform, what would you recommend starting with? Where do you start? What mindset are you in as you're building these out?
A lot of people come to Quora and they just want to do question targeting. So that one's fairly easy. I have this question. It's like the perfect question about my company, and I'm going to target that. They wait 2 weeks and they're like, I've only got 1,000 impressions. And we're like, yeah, that's what happens, right? I mean, you got to go a little bit broader than that. It's so low in the funnel, and it's such one question. What I recommend is building out a funnel. Again, I think a lot of us paid marketers really want to focus on the bottom of the funnel. I get you. I hear you. Start from there and work your way up then. Target your website visitors. Maybe just start there. Do you have some email lists that you can build that you can throw into Quora? Let's check that match rate and understand if they're going to ultimately match within your audience. And you can do both of those for free. So you can go into Quora, build a Quora Ads Manager. You can set it up, install the Quora Pixel with Google Tag Manager, quick and easy, less than 5 minutes. You can upload your email list and then come back in 24 hours and let's look and let's just see what is the match rate on that email list. What is that Quora Pixel in the audience? What is it building? And understand, is my audience on Quora within 24 hours? You haven't spent a single penny. So that one is huge. Definitely do that. From there, work up. Check out topic targeting. It's probably everyone's favorite thing to do. So let's just say you want to target best HR software. Go find that topic, target it. Then you can also do interest targeting. So interest targeting is people who are interested in HR software, right? Something like that. And then you can also do some keyword targeting, which is pretty cool. And as we just talked about as well with the promoted answers and doing some retargeting and funnels. So I recommend let's start at the bottom and let's work our way up to maybe like lookalike targeting at the very top.
I love that approach because when you start with warm traffic, the people who already are most likely to know, like, and trust you, results tend to be really good to start out with. So that's a great place to start. Thanks for sharing that. I'm curious, just because we have you and you are the official evangelist for Quora, are there any secrets you can share with us? Any new releases or betas that might be coming out that other people might not know about?
Yeah, we do. We do have some new stuff on the horizon. So for all of you guys listening, I'll share a few of our betas and secrets to be coming out over the next couple of weeks. So one of them that's going to be coming out is a new redesign for our ad set targeting. So you go in, you set up your campaign, you go to ad set. During the ad set, all of this will be completely redesigned. So if you're brand new coming into Quora, that'll be your new normal for all you advertisers out there. It'll look a little bit different, and we think it's going to be a really nice way. So what we're doing is categorizing how you target. So there'll be contextual, there'll be behavioral, there'll be audience, and there'll be broad targeting. You'll select that, and underneath there, you'll see the different types of targeting. So for example, if you're under contextual targeting, you'll be able to target questions, you'll be able to target keywords, you'll be able to target topics. And that one is going to help ultimately advertisers understand how Quora is a little bit different than other networks. So check a look for that one. Some other ones coming up. We've got some gender targeting on the way. We've got some DMA location targeting on the way. And then probably the one I'm most excited about is business account coming. So take a look for those coming in the next couple of weeks.
There you go, folks. That is, you heard it right from the horse's mouth. And probably a little bit early. Pretty awesome. JD, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us about Quora.com. How can people reach you if they want to come and worship at your footstool?
Please don't do that. But you can always find me on Twitter. I'm at JD Prater. That's JDPRATER. And then follow me on Quora. I like to write some answers about Quora advertising. So if you got a question about Quora, put it in there. Tag me and I'll be sure to answer it. And then I also like to write about cycling and coffee on there as well. So if you're fans of cycling and coffee, you got to give me a follow on Quora.
Love it. And JD, I've been following you for years. You've never disappointed with the content. So thanks so much for coming on.
No, thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
You've been listening to another episode of SLMA Radio. If it has to do with sales lead management or sales lead marketing, it probably starts here with the SLMA Radio Show. Part of the ever-growing Funnel Radio Network for at-work listeners.